Hi beautiful beings, my name is Brittany.
And I'm Connor.
And today we're going to be sharing about our 15-month-old Ilya and some observations we have of them, specifically around the way they interact with the world and seem so secure, sure of themselves, open, loving, playful, and also really aware of energy and how we feel like it relates to the healthy attachment that we've created with them and that I've specifically created with them as their more like primary breastfeeding caregiver.
Yeah. And I know there is a lot of questions about our current relationship dynamic, and we have 3 videos out on the topic, 1 on this channel and 2 on our other channel that's just under our names, Connor and Brittany, and we'll link that other channel in the description box. So, and we'll keep making videos on that topic, but we also want to talk about this.
Yeah, for sure. So do you want to talk about, or I could talk about like one way that this shows up a lot?
Yeah, and also maybe it could be cool to just talk about what attachment parenting is all about, and then we can talk about the specifics.
Yeah,
and we don't have to do it very in depth, but just a brief description.
I'd love to hear about that from you.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so, you know, there are lots of forms of attachment, and some are considered healthy and some are considered unhealthy. And when it comes to children, there is a whole philosophy of parenting called attachment parenting. And that is encouraging healthy attachment between child and caregiver or caregivers. And so the idea is to really tend to the child as much as possible, as much as they need you to, and to also be able to take a healthy role in allowing their natural exploration to unfold. So there are lots of specifics around, you know, how to attachment parenting. And I think if you're interested, that would be a great thing to throw into Google and just see. There's probably even a list on some blog that says like, here's the top 10 or the top 100 ways to create healthy attachment with your child. But that's the type of thing we're talking about when we're talking about attachment and attachment theory.
I love that. And it's cool too because I've never specifically studied attachment theory. It just, the feeling of it resonates with me.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the things we have studied or have looked at, even as individuals in our own self-evolving worlds, really do talk about attachment.
For sure.
But just maybe not explicitly.
I love this because one thing I love about parenting Ilya is that so much of it gets at the core of what I'm moving through in my own life and what I need. And I think with healthy attachment when we're young, we need to be attached to a caregiver because we can't get our own needs met. We can't, like, we don't have the ability in our bodies. They're still developing and our minds are still developing. So it's important that we feel loved and cared for by a caregiver. And then I think when we don't get that healthy attachment in those young ages, we can form unhealthy attachments later on in life. So we don't get to naturally evolve through the attachment time to our secure full self, who then later on in life doesn't look to other beings to attach, to like love them, to have their needs met. And so I feel like I'm moving through that stuff in my life now and letting go and understanding like, oh, I have everything I need within.
Right.
And it's so exciting and inspiring to see Ilya doing that naturally on their own. Like they already know that. They know that they're perfect as they are. I don't think they've ever wondered if they're loved.
Yeah.
There's just like not even a concept in their mind.
And I think that's the biggest thing about a child having secure attachment is that they feel complete and whole, and they're not concerned or feeling stress about, am I going to get my needs met? And I think it's really as simple as that. And they also don't feel, well, I guess it's the same thing, whether it's a need to be held or a need to not be held.
Right.
And so you can be kind of stifled. You can have stifled attachment, like too much interference, and you can also have neglectful attachment. And both of those things, or you can have both. And so both of those things, you know, as we grow, those really do shape our understanding of the world being safe or not being safe. And it is beautiful to see that reflection. And it also is really it just feels good as, you know, a part of Ilya's life to feel like, I really think we're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel so proud of. If there's anything I want to feel like I'm doing a wonderful job at, that's absolutely it. And so, yeah, like to see Ilya in the world feeling like not stifled at all and also completely secure. And of course, that's just my perception. That's what I feel from them. It just brings me complete joy. I feel totally complete.
Me too.
Yeah.
One way that shows up is that we go to this park here in Austin, Texas, Zilker Park. It's a big, big park. And we bring our blanket and the balls that we have for Ilya and whatever, our stuff for the occasion. And Ilya likes playing with us with it. And they also just love to explore. And so they love to connect with other beings, and they really love balls. So pretty much anybody who has any type of ball or frisbee or spike ball net set up, they'll just like that and then start to walk towards it and like feel it out and interact with these humans. And they're so good at interpreting energy, and they're amazing because they're so curious and inquisitive, and beings just light up connecting with them. And Ilya lights up, and Ilya is so in their flow, and just feeling how sure they are that like, there's a ball, I want to play with it, I want to explore it, I'm going to connect with these humans and we're going to play ball together. And that's what happens. And it has nothing to do with us. Like, they'll walk quite a ways,
quite a ways,
away from us and be so engaged in an activity for a long period of time. And then maybe they'll include us in it or not. And they come back when they want to. And it's so beautiful to see. And I've seen similar things at another gathering we go to outside where they've been...
I want to just do an example too while we're here. And I don't mean to cut you off.
I want you to.
But I love, like, as you're talking about it, we were there at the park last week, and there was maybe like 8 of these, I don't know, probably like college age kids.
Yeah.
And they were drinking, and like, it's like a Saturday afternoon or something, and they had their spike ball thing, which is like it's like a little trampoline looking thing, and you throw the ball down on it. I don't really know the rules of the game.
It's a pretty cool game.
But Ilya's watching from really far away, and then just charges over there, and they were so fun with Ilya because Ilya was so fun and sweet and like trying to, just wanted to interact with them. And so there were different reactions from all of them, but some of them were trying to give Ilya the ball and teach them how to throw it on the net, and just pointing at them, and Ilya was pointing back, and it was just such a beautiful experience. And then when it was done, it was kind of done, and we were there, and Ilya came back to us.
And actually, like, then I stayed there longer, and Ilya like kept going over at different times to play, and they'd be like, "Hi, Ilya, hi, Ilya," like, just so fun and playful.
Yeah,
and there's so many interactions like that. Like, we've been going to this drum circle regularly, and they're playing the drums with people, and they're completely navigating their own experience.
Right.
I feel like I can't think of a case where I feel like it's my position to go up and interfere in an interaction they're having with somebody. And I really love that. I'm not trying to ask Ilya to behave any certain way. They're really navigating relationships. And I love how much people want to connect with them and want to like show them how to play the drums and share their tambourine and just like interact with them and feel out the energy together.
Yeah.
And Ilya also is like, feels energy so much, so they do interact with beings, and I can also see some beings that they feel like, that's not the energy I want to interact with right now, and they really take care of themselves.
Yes, and I really appreciate the safety that I feel standing back and letting both the adult and the Ilya create their own relationship, because I think that we also kind of naturally want to connect with kids. Most of us do. And I think sometimes we just feel kind of awkward because the parents are there, and the parents are like right there and making sure that, I don't know, the interaction goes a certain way. And I think all the adults that I've seen interacting with Ilya have done a fantastic job. And some of those people have kids, some of them don't. Some of them have been maybe even like inebriated. Some of them have been tired, maybe grumpy, and they're all just doing a great job because I think Ilya's energy is it's just so peaceful to be around. It's so relaxing. And Ilya's kind of showing them too, like, this is a thing I want, and I want it with you right now. And what a special thing. So yes, they're just fantastic. And I love the way that they light up the world. And I wouldn't want to try to step in front of that or try to, you know, okay, Ilya, now we're going this way and we're done with these people, or yeah, whatever it is. It just feels really good to allow their energy to operate as it makes sense. And there's been very, very, very few occasions where it's felt like there does need to be some reaction on my part out of safety. And there's just like one, I remember there are these dogs that Ilya was interested in, these really small dogs, super cute. And Ilya likes dogs and wanted to pet them. And they were just acting a little intense, and Ilya like stopped interacting, but I also felt like I just want to remove them from the perimeter of the dogs. Yeah. And so that's like one example. And I feel like that's obvious, but also just to be clear that it's, you know, it's, for me, it's within the reasonable boundaries as the type of caregiver that I want to be, as to how much we're just letting Ilya do whatever they want, and how much we're also trying to take care of them and wanting to keep them safe through that process.
Yeah, and you, I'm sure, tuned into the energy from Ilya and from the dogs, and like read
noticed
that situation
that it was
well.
Yeah, probably a good time to change it.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm just thinking of so many more things, which I'm not gonna name all the situations here, but it's really cool to see that like Ilya will, like, they won't just go up to the edge of something and jump off. Like, they know what an edge is. They have the freedom to explore what an edge is. They reach for our hands when they feel like they need help with something. They do as much as they feel comfortable with on their own.
Yeah, if they start to feel like this is feeling uncomfortable for them, they'll just make a noise, and we know the noise. They know we know the noise, and we'll come to them.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like Ilya is really in flow, and I see them inspiring interactions all over with us on the daily, and then all the people they meet up with. I think people are excited to go along with what Ilya's trying to navigate and facilitate, because it feels so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that.
Yay.
Great topic.
Yeah.
Well, we love you so much. Thanks for watching.
Mwah. Love you.